Hi, this is Tammy with Debbie Tammy Creations, and today we're going to be wrapping this cute little oval cabochon. And you will need 4 pieces of 20 gauge round silver wire. Mine is just silver plated, and they are each 8 inches long. My cabochon is about 1 inch long and 0.75 or 3/4 of an inch wide. And I also have about 4 feet of 28 gauge silver plated wire. You'll also need flush cutters, round nose pliers, chain nose or tweezer nose pliers, and if you have them, the nylon jaw pliers. So to begin, we will take one of our 8 inch long 20 gauge silver round pieces, and you will start by placing the wire, the 28 gauge wire, over the top and bring it around and under. And then we're going to wrap 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then from here, we're going to add one more piece of the 20 gauge, and we'll put that on top. And then you will take the 28 gauge and you'll bring it up and over both of these 2 wires twice, not pulling too tight because we don't want them to be, we want them close together but not sitting on top of each other, like stacked on top. Then we're going to take our 3rd one and put it over above the 2nd one, and we're going to come underneath the 2nd wire, and then we're going to go over the top 2 twice. So underneath the 2nd one and over the top 2 again. Then we're going to take our 4th piece and put it on the very top, and we're going to go underneath the 2nd from the top wire and over the top 2 times. So underneath this 2nd to the top one and over the top 2. Then we're going to repeat this pattern coming down. So in order to go over these middle 2, you're going to have to go between the 1st and 2nd wires and over the middle 2. We do that 2 times. And then we want to go around the bottom 2. So we just go underneath the bottom one and then over the bottom 2 times. And then we're going to do 3 more single wraps around the bottom wire. Just 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that gives you like a little V shape here. And we're going to repeat that probably 5 more times. So I'll just do it with you once more. Twice over the bottom 2, making sure that these stay right beside each other. And then we're going to go between the bottom 2 and over the middle 2 twice. Between the bottom 2 and over the middle 2 twice. Then we're going to go under the 2nd from the top and over the top 2 twice. And then we're going to come back down and we're going to go between the bottom 2 and around the middle 2 times. Once you get the pattern it really makes a lot more sense. And then we're going to go around the bottom two twice. And finally, we'll do 3 single ones around the bottom wire. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to repeat this 4 more times. So we'll have a total of 6 of these little V's. And making sure that you push them together as you go. I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I've done 6 repeats and I've tried to make sure that they're centered in the middle of the 8 inches. And I'm going to take my flush cutters and trim off these little ends. I actually ended up not needing as much wire as I had planned, so you won't probably need 4 feet. You may need 2.5. So you definitely will not need 4 feet of it. And I'm just going to press these down. All right, now I'm going to take my stone and I'm going to start bending this. I'm going to push this down because that little end is still sticking up a little bit there. So I'm going to push all those ends down really good. All right, and I have to decide which way I want this to go. I think I'll have those little stripes at the top. So I'm gonna just shape this around my stone, and I'm going to take the stone out and then turn it over, and I'm gonna find the back wire, this bottom one that I had done 3 wraps around at the end on each one. I'm going to put my pliers right underneath, and then I'm going to turn it inward like this, and I'll do the same on this side. Take it right underneath that last one and push it in. So then when you turn it over, you have a little place to set your stone on, so that now if you look at it from the back, you can see that it won't fall out. All right, so we've got our 3 wires now coming up along the sides, and then on either side we've got that back wire coming in and going up the back. So now let's figure out what we're going to do at the top with our bail. And looks like I need to kind of straighten mine out. Some of these are really bent, so I'm just going to try and straighten those out a little bit with my nylon pliers. Okay, I'm going to take this top wire from one side and I'm going to cross it over, and I'm going to bring it around these 3 on this side, and I'm going to try and keep these 3 in order so that they stay in the same order that they were in coming up from the bottom. I'm going to wrap it around the other side, doing the same thing. And so that will kind of come across the stone here on the top and keep it from falling out. So you have a little space here. And we can kind of bend in this other side as well, just a little bit to kind of even it out. But we'll do some things that will kind of cover this up, and you won't think about it looking different on either side. So now we're going to look at it from the side, and we're going to separate out these that are coming up on this side. We're going to pull them over to the side that they are coming up from. right? So this one was over here, this was over here, there. So if you look at it from the top, you can kind of see these are the ones that were coming up from this side, and these are the ones coming up from over here. Now we're going to turn it over, and we're going to find the ones that are in the back, and we'll end up with 2 from one side and 1 from another side. And then we'll end up with 2 on either side like this. So this is going to make our bail. So we want these 3. We're going to bend these over in a second. I'm just going to try and straighten them out a little bit. And if you have bail making pliers, you can bend these over those. If you don't, you can just use a pen, or you can even just use your finger. But I'm just going to bend this around this pen to give it a little shape here. And then I'm going to push the back up against the back there. And I like to use my pliers to kind of pinch that closed. All right. So that's our bail with our 3 wires. And we still have this this one here that we were bringing around. So we're going to bring it around one more time, and we're going to bring it across these 3, and I'm going to try and keep these in line as well. There we go. So I'm going to bring it across these 3 and around, and then we can cut it off a little bit, not too much, but we want to have enough that we can tuck this inside the bail here, just to kind of hide it, so that's tucked inside there. All right, and then when you turn it to the front, we've got our bail and 2 wires sticking out to each side like this. All right, so in the back, I'm going to trim these 3 little pieces that are coming out from the bail. I'm going to trim those pretty short. Okay, and then I'm going to take my pliers and just bend these upward like this. Right? Make sure that they are bent sufficiently that they're not going to scratch anybody when they wear this. Okay. And now we're going to take these 2 wires on the left, and we're going to bend them around together. We're going to bend them around and take them around to the back. And then we're going to take these 2 from this side, and we're going to bend them as well to make almost a little heart shape here. Okay. And you want to try and keep them together. And then these are going to come around to the back as well. And all we have left to do is to trim these. And you just want to trim so that there's enough left that you can tuck in these wires. So I'm going to trim those. And then you can tuck them in inside here. So this, I thought when I was first learning, this was kind of the hardest part for me, was figuring out how to get a hold of the wire and push it inside there to hide it. And you just do them one at a time, makes it a little bit easier. But that's one reason I really like these tweezer nose pliers, because they're tiny and you can get into these little spaces more easily. All right, and then just kind of pinch those together like that to keep it nice and tight and closed. And there you go. So now you just add a chain right through your bail, and you have a nice, pretty little silver pendant. Thank you for watching.